welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I already taught you about the basic of PHP, and now it's time to take a thing a step further. Today, we are going to dive into the operators in PHP. What is the operator, how they work, and why they are essential for writing essential code. So stay tuned and let's get started. First, I explain what is an operator. Operators in PHP are used to perform an operation on variables and values. PHP supports various types of operator, which are categorized as a arithmetic operator, assignment operator, relational operator, and so on. Now, first one is arithmetical operator. Arithmetic operators, these are the operators perform a mathematical operation such as the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Now we will see the examples on this. Go to the XAMPP server and start the Apache. Next, the Sublime Text. The example on operator. Give a variable name as a and assign the value as 12. Next, another variable as b and assign this value as 2. And next, here I'm using another variable $C to add the a and b. Here we print the C value, save it. Now go to the browser. Here you can see. Now we will change one by one operators. Save it. It gives an output as 10. When it is divided, it has to give the output as 6. Next, multiplication. 24. Last, modulus operator. 0. Now I will change here as 13. It will give the output as 1. Now we will move to our next operator, relational operator. Relational operators are also known as the comparison operators, are used to compare two values. They return true or false based on the comparison result. Here it contains the operators like equals to, not equals to, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, and of the same type. Now we will see one by one. First we will check the equals to. Here I have already declared the $A and $B variable. Next I use the if statement and I will check if the $A is equals to $B or not. If it is true, then it has to print equal, else it has to print not equal. Now save this. Not equal. Now I will give the same value. Equal. Here I will give this b variable's value as string. Save and execute. Here you can see this giving the output as equal. Now we will think that the a value is an integer and b value as a string, but it's still giving the output as equal. Here is our equals to and of the same data type operator value. Here if I give another equals to symbol, now it will check the integer value means the value of a variable as well as its data type. Now save and execute. It will give not equal to. The triple equal to this operator checks the value as well as its data type. Now check, if I remove this, then only it will say it's equal. Next we will move to our next operator. This operator also called as identical operator. Now we will move to our next operator, that is not equals to. The not equals to operator, it checks if two values are not equal. Here I am using the if statement. It will check if the value is not equal, then it will returns the prints the if and executes the if statement, otherwise else statement. Not equal. First here I will give the value as 12. Save this and execute. Not equal. First in if statement, it's check that the a value is not equals to b, means the 12 is not equals to 2. It is, this condition is true, means the 12 is not equals to true. 12 is not equals to 2. Then it will print the first echo statement. If that is 2 is equals to 2, then it will print the else part. Now you can save this file. Here you can see equal. Here the else part is executed. Now we will move to our next operator, that is greater than. Inside if statement, we'll check if the $a value is greater than $b, echo $a is greater than $b. In else part, the $b is greater than $a. Now I will change the p value as 12. Now save it. 12 is greater than 2. What if I give the value same? Here I have given the $b variable's value as 2. In this case, it will check if the 2 is greater than 2. If its condition is true, then it will print the first statement. If that condition is not true, then it will print the else part. Now save it and execute. Here you can see the 2 is greater than 2. Here you may say that which statement is executed. The if statement, if we think that the if statement is executed, that 2 is greater than 2, then you also look into the else statement, that the same statement written in this, the 2 is greater than 2 and 2 is greater than 2. Now we will check the which statement is executed. Here I give the text as character A and here I give the character as B. Now we will get to know the which statement is executed. Two is greater than 2 means the else part is executed. Here you check that it will check the condition. If the 2 is greater than 2, the condition is false. That's why else part is executed. Now here only I will check the equals to, save it. greater than or equals to, and here $A is less than B. Save it. 2 is greater than or equals to 2. Now I change the value. 2 is less than 12. 12 is greater than or equals to 12. Now we check the less than. Save it. The less than, this checks if the left value is smaller than the right value. In this case, if it is true, then it will print that the $A is less than $B. In else part, the $A is not less than $B. Save it. 12 is not less than, 22 is not less than 12. Or else we can change it. Well is less than 22. Now check the equality. 12. Now here I print as the $A is less than or equal to. Next, here I print as $A is greater than $B. Save it. Here you can see that 12 is less than or equals to 12. Now change the value. 22 is greater than 12. Now we will move to our next operator, logical operator. A logical operator is used in programming and mathematics to perform a logical operations, typically on a boolean values true or false. The most common logical operators are and, or, and not. Now we will check one by one. Here I define the variable and gives output as true. Next, the $B is equals to false. This is the example on AND operator. Next, the if statement. If $A and $B, then it will print both are true. The AND operator, it will returns true if both the values are true, otherwise false. Next, in else part, at least one is false. Save it. At least one is false. Now I will change the value of false to true. Now save it. Execute. Both the values are. Next we'll move to our next operator, or. operator, it returns true if at least one operand is true. In if $A, or we use the pipeline symbol $B, then print at least one is true. It will check if either one of the variable's value is true, then it will print the if statement, otherwise false. Now save it. At least one is true. Now change the true as false. It will execute the else part. Both are false. And if I give one variable's value as true, then it will print at least one is true. Now we will check the not operator. The variable is equals to log in, and in if statement we will check if the user is logging or not. Is not. Then it will print the user is not logged in. Else it will print user is logged in. Save it. It will give the output as save it and go to the browser. User is not logged in.